You don't wake up one morning and suddenly become a profitable trader. There's no notification, no dramatic breakthrough, no moment where the market finally respects you. Profitability doesn't arrive with fireworks. It arrives quietly, and most traders miss it because they're looking for something louder. People imagine profitability as a finish line, a big payout, a perfect month, a streak of wins that proves you've made it. But real profitability rarely looks like that at the beginning. It looks like smaller mistakes, fewer impulsive trades, calmer reactions. It looks like discipline showing up more often than emotion. And because those changes aren't dramatic, they're easy to overlook. Most traders quit during the phase where they're actually improving, not because they aren't progressing, but because the progress doesn't feel exciting. It feels boring, structured, repetitive. The adrenaline fades. The chaos decreases. And instead of seeing that as growth, they mistake it for stagnation. The truth is, you don't become profitable the day your account hits a certain number. You slowly become profitable through behavior long before the results fully reflect it. The question isn't whether you've had a winning month. The question is whether your habits are starting to look like those of someone who wins consistently. And if they are, you might be closer than you think. Part 2. The behavioral shift profitability doesn't begin with a bigger account. It begins with quieter behavior. The outside might still look the same. You're still analyzing charts, still placing trades, still experiencing wins and losses. But underneath that surface, the way you operate starts to change. And those changes are often the clearest signs that you're slowly becoming profitable. Sign number 1. You care more about execution than outcome. There was a time when every trade felt personal. A win validated you. A loss questioned your ability. Now, something feels different. You still want to make money, of course, but your focus has shifted. Instead of obsessing over whether the trade closed green or red, you care more about whether you followed your rules. Did you wait for your setup? Did you size correctly? Did you exit where you planned? When execution becomes more important than outcome, you've made a serious step forward, because profitability lives in process, not emotion. Sign number 2. You take fewer trades. Early on, more trades felt like more opportunity, more chances to win, more chances to grow. But now, you're more selective. You don't feel the need to be in the market all the time. You can sit through slow sessions without forcing setups. You understand that not trading is sometimes the most disciplined decision available. Fewer trades doesn't mean less ambition. It means better filtering. And filtering is what protects capital. Sign number 3. Sign. Losses don't shake you like they used to. You still feel losses. You're not emotionless, but you no longer spiral. A losing trade doesn't send you searching for a new strategy. It doesn't trigger revenge trading. It doesn't force you to prove something to the market. You log it, you review it, you move on. That emotional stability is not weakness. It's strength, because consistent traders understand that losses are part of the structure, not evidence of failure. Sign number 4. You don't feel the need to trade every day. There was a time when a day without a trade felt wasted, like you weren't progressing. Now, you understand that progress isn't measured in daily activity. It's measured in long-term consistency. If your setup doesn't appear, you wait. You don't manufacture reasons. You don't drop to lower time frames just to feel involved. That patience is not passive. It's intentional. And patience is one of the clearest behavioral indicators that your mindset is maturing. None of these signs look dramatic. They won't impress anyone watching from the outside, but they signal something important. Your trading is becoming structured, less reactive, more deliberate, and that quiet shift in behavior is often the first real evidence that profitability isn't far away. Part 3. The psychological shift. Behavior changes first, but mindset follows closely behind. And when your psychology begins to stabilize, that's when trading starts to feel different. Less chaotic, less urgent, less emotional. These next signs are quieter, but they're deeper. They show that you're no longer thinking like someone chasing wins. You're thinking like someone building consistency. Sign number 5. You review mistakes without defensiveness. There was a time when reviewing your trades felt uncomfortable. You'd justify entries, blame volatility, blame news, blame timing. Now you can look at a mistake and call it what it is. No drama, no ego. If you broke a rule, you admit it. If you rushed an entry, you see it clearly. You're no longer protecting your pride. You're protecting your progress. That shift from ego defense to honest evaluation is massive, because improvement only happens when accountability replaces excuses. Sign number 6. You think in probabilities, not predictions. You don't say, "This trade will win." You say, "This setup has an edge over time." That language shift might seem small, but it changes everything. You stop needing to be right on each individual trade. You stop trying to predict every move. Instead, you focus on executing a repeatable model. When you truly understand that a single outcome means very little inside a large sample size, pressure decreases. You're no longer fighting the market. You're participating in a probability game. Sign number 7. Trading feels boring more often than exciting. This one surprises most people. Early in your journey, trading felt intense. Every candle mattered. Every move felt dramatic. Now, it feels structured, predictable in execution, even dull at times. And that boredom is not a bad sign. It means you're no longer seeking stimulation. You're following a system. You wait, you execute, you manage, you exit. There's no rush, no adrenaline spike, just repetition. And repetition is what builds consistency. When these psychological shifts start showing up, profitability isn't a distant fantasy anymore. It's a trajectory. You're not trying to prove yourself on every trade. You're not reacting to every fluctuation. You're operating from a calmer place. And that calmness is often the strongest indicator that your results will eventually stabilize as well, because the market rewards discipline far more than excitement. And when your mindset becomes steady, your performance eventually follows. Part 4. The identity of a profitable trader. At some point, the focus shifts from trying to make money to trying to protect standards. That's when trading stops feeling like a challenge you're trying to conquer and starts feeling like a craft you're refining. You're no longer obsessed with proving you can win. You're committed to operating the right way, even when no one is watching. A profitable trader doesn't chase the market. He doesn't need constant confirmation. He doesn't panic during drawdowns or celebrate like a genius during winning streaks. His identity isn't tied to a single trade. It's tied to discipline. And when discipline becomes part of who you are, not just something you try to apply, everything stabilizes. You begin to value consistency over intensity, structure over excitement, long-term equity growth over short-term gratification. You understand that capital is built slowly and protected carefully. You stop asking, "How much can I make this week?" and start asking, "Did I operate according to my rules?" That shift seems small, but it compounds just like money does. You also stop comparing yourself to every trader online. You don't feel threatened by someone else's big win. You don't feel inferior because someone posted a larger return. Your process is your focus. Your metrics are internal. That independence removes pressure. And without pressure, decisions improve. The truth is, profitability isn't a destination you suddenly arrive at. It's an identity you slowly grow into. You don't flip a switch and become disciplined. You reinforce it, trade by trade, month by month, review by review, and one day you realize something important. The behaviors you used to force now feel natural. The patience you once struggled with feels normal. The emotional control you had to practice feels automatic. That's when you know you're not chasing profitability anymore. You're becoming it. If this resonates with where you are in your journey, keep following the channel as we share more other insights, trading stories, and trading motivation tips in future videos.